Hi, my name is Robert, and I'm going to be performing a reflection. Early evening. It is a hot summer night in June. We took a drive east, with the remaining sunlight blazing through the car windshield onto the backs of our necks. In the rearview mirror, the dark capes of skyscraper shadows stretched across miles of flatland to meet our back bumper. We were on a level of understanding that we were leaving each other. And as the sun extinguished itself behind the cityscape, Los Angeles' glow ignited as a final goodbye. Its lights twinkling and speaking the remorse of our stories and histories, coding into our memories until they faded away. The car stopped on the outturn of a mountain road, 1,000,000 miles away from when we last visited. The heaters, roaring over the sounds of our voices, caused the car doors to swing open for a better listen, and my left leg touched down, followed by my right to part the gravel where I would be standing, and unexpectedly, the warmth left my body and whisked away into the night. Standing on top of a mountain in nowhere, USA, I lock eyes with the woman I fell in love with 2 years ago, and I can only laugh as my best friend puts his jacket over her shoulders. I shy away from her brightness and laugh. My cousin points out at how clear the night sky is tonight, and I look up and I can only marvel at the clarity. The spiral of the galaxy told the tales of everything under its 10 trillion suns, and there Orion stood, a hero etched into myth, spanning the universe, stars light years away, existing only because stars who will never meet were handpicked by Earth as part of his story. A testament of the hero I wanted to be to the people in my life. Because growing up without you left some pretty big shoes to fill. Ones I wish I could paint wings on, so I could show my little brother there was no reason to be afraid of falling down. But I couldn't feel the same for you, because on days when your letters didn't come and Mom nervously stood by the telephone, the feeling of tripping followed each of my footsteps, as if someone plucked the feathers from my wings for daring to be a role model. I feared the day I had to tell him why we didn't have a dad. But I'm glad you came home in one piece, because I didn't think I could make it past 11 without you. Standing there, I wanted to be fearless, because hatred laughed in my face and gave us both black eyes when I stood up for you. You were a bit weird in high school, and I was a bit too. But I wanted to tell you it was okay. I could smile, laugh it off, tell you a joke, and you could only smile back. But I couldn't dress the wounds in your heart. A year later, I could only cry the day they let you out of the hospital, because until then, I was afraid I would be graduating alone. To the girl I fell in love with 2 years later, I was afraid to tell you I did. For months, I stared up into the light pollution and wished on stars that weren't there. For one day, wishing that I could open my mouth and let the words out. Funny how you beat me to it, and I felt like such a big loser, but secretly, I was happy that I had the chance to be your hero. Secretly, I was happy I had the chance to hold your hand on top of a mountain in nowhere, USA. And just like that, millions of stars bridged the gap between space and Earth, igniting one by one from their struggle with the atmosphere, flaring up like the hurdles in our lives, and immediately extinguishing. Tiny millions of nanosecond miracles. And at that moment, I felt so insignificant in the universe, lost in a sea of stars, wondering where I was. But then I felt loved, because to the people that mattered, we were our own microcosm of miracles in our own corner of the universe.